Imagine the entire world hanging by invisible threads. Each thread, a belief, a memory, a rule, holding everything together. Now imagine one snaps, nothing happens, then another, still fine. Until one day, the last thread breaks. Not because it was weaker, but because all the others were already gone. What if everything that feels solid, your mind, your identity, your world, is only an illusion of stability? What if reality itself is hanging by a thread? You wake up, check your phone, scroll, respond, repeat. Each motion feels voluntary, but you never notice the strings already moving without you. Algorithms predict your mood, ads predict your needs, trends predict your beliefs. We built a world of strings we never tied ourselves. Now we're tangled in them, perfectly, invisibly, endlessly. You think you're steering your life, but what if you're being carried? What if freedom itself is another illusion we invented to feel safe? If you've ever felt that invisible pull, leave. A in the comments. Physics teaches that systems collapse from accumulation, not impact. A bridge doesn't fall because of the last car, but because of the 1,000 before it. A mind doesn't break from one thought, but from the silent weight of many. Neuroscientists call this cognitive load. Every fear, every choice, another thread. We don't feel the tension until it snaps. And we blame the final thought instead of the slow erosion of many small ones. Awareness heals and hurts. To see the threads means you can repair them, but you can never unsee how fragile they are. Every insight costs a bit of comfort. You begin to notice that everything depends on everything else, and that knowledge is heavy. Maybe peace doesn't come from stability, but from learning to move inside instability. If this hits too close to home, you're not alone. Fear is an engineer. It builds walls disguised as safety. Every time you avoid pain, another thread tightens around you. Soon, the structure that protected you becomes the cage that defines you. We forget that every defense was once a reaction, not an identity. Chaos isn't random, it's cumulative. Every unprocessed emotion is a variable in an unseen equation. Eventually, the sum exceeds what the system can bear. Collapse isn't failure. It's the body's equation solving itself. It's the reset that reality demands. But what if we've had it backwards? What if the moments we call breakdowns are breakthroughs wearing masks? What if destruction Kai is how order breathes? Maybe falling apart is just the body remembering how to begin. Every civilization thinks it's the last thread. Every generation feels it's the end. But endings are never singular. They're patterns. Humanity breaks to rewire. Each fall reorganizes the web. If this thought shakes you, it's working. Each thread you carry began in childhood. A word, a rule, a warning, spun into your nervous system. They kept you safe once, now they keep you predictable. To cut them feels like dying, because part of you will. The walls that once kept danger out now keep life out too. The heart wants to run, but the mind guards the door. Freedom requires betrayal of the self that survived. Who are you when every role dissolves? When even your thoughts feel borrowed? Maybe the real self isn't found. It's revealed in what remains after everything false has gone. Letting go is a funeral without a body. You bury versions of yourself that once saved you, but every ending leaves soil for something new. If you're still here, some part of you has already chosen. The space between selves is silent. No labels, no certainty, only breath and possibility. Sit here long enough, and you realize emptiness isn't absence. It's room. From the quiet, light leaks through. Not the blinding kind, the gentle one that touches dust. You realize nothing external changed. Only your relationship to fragility did. Maybe stability was never the goal, just rhythm. You are still fragile, still uncertain, still alive. Maybe stability isn't real. Maybe balance is just falling, slowly, on purpose. And that's enough. If this changed something in you, even slightly, that's enough. Both truths can exist. You're fragile and strong. Reality is unstable and dependable. Nothing is certain, and yet you continue. Maturity is holding contradictions without needing rescue. You step back into ordinary life. The noise, the screens, the people, nothing looks different, but something in you observes it differently. Awareness doesn't erase chaos, it gives it context. One day, the last thread will break, and everything you thought was permanent will fall away. But beneath it all, something remains. A quiet awareness never tied to any string. Maybe the goal was never to hold everything together, but to discover what exists when it finally falls apart. If reality is hanging by a thread, so are we. And maybe that's where the beauty lives. Tell me in the comments, what thread is holding you up right now? I'll read and answer the first 100.